So after living in West Hartford for over 8 years, being a local realtor here, there's some things that I absolutely love about the town, and there's some things that are frustrating. And as an agent, I think it's a good idea to at least give people a heads up of some of the things that can frustrate people about town, so they know what they're getting into. Just in case any of these things are deal breakers, you know that you are hopefully ultimately setting yourself up for success. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things that I wish I knew before I lived here in town, that for me, ultimately, none of these things were deal breakers, but I think they're important to know. If any of this is helpful, give me a subscribe. That tells me that this type of content is helpful to you in the marketplace. And as always, don't be shy. If you have questions, shoot me a text, email, call. I'm always happy to talk. We get people reaching out all the time from these videos. So number 1, the first thing I wrote down is traffic. There are over 64,000 people that live here. The town itself is set up in grids mostly, which is great because it's hard to get lost. At the same time, there are lots of traffic lights. There are lots of schools, and especially if you're doing morning or late afternoon, evening commutes when it's busy, it can take time to get from one side of the town to the next. I know when I first moved here, my gym was on the complete opposite side of town, and it would take me 15-20 minutes to make that drive. So for scheduling purposes, this is helpful to know. I know a lot of people are planning what their daily routine is going to look like before they come into town, and for scheduling purposes, this can be just super helpful to be aware of. Again, there's a trade-off to that. There are a lot of gyms in West Hartford. There are a lot of things that are convenient, and because of that, there's a lot of people moving around. So to me, the trade-off is great, but good to be aware of. Second thing I wrote down, parking in the center can be tough. Again, there's a trade-off here. The center is just a great place. There's great restaurants. There's great shopping. There's a Whole Foods. There's a Blueback Square. There's, wine stores and anything you can almost imagine. But because of that, it brings a lot of people. I guess to me, what wasn't so shocking, on a weekend night, you would expect it to be busy. But what I found most interesting was, even a Wednesday afternoon or a weekday afternoon on a nice day, and it can be pretty packed here. So planning ahead, finding, there are parking garages, and then there's maybe some side streets a little farther away where you can walk, which is of course fine. But just having a plan in place, planning ahead for parking, definitely good to be aware of. And the third thing that I wrote down is construction. There's a lot of construction in this town. The mill rate's a little bit higher. That being said, they use that mill rate, they put that money to work. They are fixing the streets, they are fixing the sidewalks in a lot of these neighborhoods. It's definitely not perfect, but as a realtor who drives through a lot of different cities and towns across the state on a daily basis, I can say it feels like there's always a project going on here. And that's, again, a catch-22. Sometimes in the morning, you got to make alternate routes on your morning commute when there's construction. But that comes with a good price as well, because the roads and the sidewalks, the trees, a lot of these things are maintained, in my opinion, fairly well, especially compared to some other towns, which makes the town just have a good feel and vibe to it. So these are just a few thoughts that I thought could help folks as they're considering if West Hartford is the right town for them or not. Again, if you have questions, please, I'm always happy to talk, and I'll get another video out to you next week. Have a great day.